Hello, my favorite people on YouTube. Okay, I think all my, my really nice people who comment on my videos, share, and contact me. You guys are amazing. I just want to say thank you for tuning into my channel, always for supporting. A lot of you left comment and have left comment and give me positive words of encouragement. I like that, emails and whatever method you have used to contact me and spread such love. I really appreciate my Liberian people. Stand up. I appreciate of you. Continue to subscribe to this channel. Let us get more content, Liberian content out there. There's not a lot of us out there spreading positivity as it relates to Liberia. So for those who are doing it, let us subscribe, let us comment, let us continue to encourage them. As far as encouragement, let's talk about encouragement, because I want to give a shout out to Mr. Jefferson Sagba. Yes, I say your whole government name on my channel. It's all good, man, because I know you have been very great from the beginning of my channel. You have supported me, continue to support me. I put out the content and you help share it on your channel. The best Liberian TV out there. He thinks he's the best Manchester United fan, but I really had to get this off my chest to let you know that I am the favorite Manchester United. I am the best Manchester United. I sleep, drink Manchester United. But now that I have said that, for my fans who are Chelsea's fan or people who are Arsenal fan, I'm sorry, but I just really needed to get that off my chest. There we go. Okay, so let us start with Liberians. Why are some of us so cruel to our brothers and sisters who are trying their best out of Liberia, trying to develop Liberia? Why is it that when some of our friends, our family, our sisters, brothers send money back to Liberia to their relatives, why do you guys misuse their money and just show other people's property pretending to be their properties? Why must you continue to behave like this? Why must you stop Liberia's development? Because when you take your brothers and sisters' money and do something else with it, then its intended purpose, you are causing major harm to yourself. You are causing major harm to Liberia's development. Let us stop that, okay? Let us understand that people here in US, Europe, Australia, they are just doing their best to help develop the country. Let us stop disappointing our brothers and sisters. Please, I'm pleading with people in Liberia. Please understand, we all want to do the best we can, but we have to work together as a team, and we have to set example and establish a level of honesty for us to develop that country, okay? Liberia will not develop herself. We Liberians have to do that. So now that I have said that, let me go on and talk to you about the purpose of this video. So, Liberians in the diaspora, I've heard the news, I have heard conversations, people have called me and people have seen my videos, but they continue to do the same old thing. And the same old thing is not knowing what you have to do before you go buying a piece of property, which is a piece of land. Okay, this video will give you some things that you have to look at before you can even purchase a land. Everybody wants to buy land. Not everybody can do due diligence to obtain that land without the hassle. If you don't do this, you're going to have issues going to court back and forth. Your little resources that you have that you could put something down would be put in lawyers, transportation, and then at the end of the day, there's no form of accountability, and then you give up, you're so stressed, and then you begin your negative Nancy story that Liberia is not a good place to develop, and blah, 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 and you want to hurt yourself, and you want to do all kinds of things and spread all these rumors about Liberia and be such negative Nancy on Facebook. Many of y'all go on Facebook like your house, your sleep, your eat, your drink on Facebook and spread all kinds of negativity after you have made your own mistake. So I will talk to you about what you need to do, tips that you need to adhere to in order for you to obtain your property in Liberia, in order for you to buy land in Liberia. These are things that you should do, you should watch out for. Please do not do anything contrary to what it is that I'm going to tell you, because you know what, as a person who owns about 6 properties in Liberia, I will tell you what it is that you must do. Okay, number 1, if you want to buy a property, please identify the owners of the land. Okay, they have mother deeds. People who actually own the land have mother deeds. Okay, identify who owns the land. Most lands in Liberia is not owned by one person. The reason I'm saying it's not owned by one person, because typically they're family-owned land. You know, family own the property, and then there's usually a head of the family, like an older brother, older sister. Somebody is the oldest, who you will still have to go to and have a meeting with, in addition to those family members, and then that person will make the final decision as to if they will sell their land to you. So you probably wonder, but how do I find out if the land is legit or if they own that mother deed? Most people who don't own land as their legit property do not have mother deed. Okay, but if you want to take it a step further, you can ask the community and ask around, do your due diligence. Don't do it one to do. Sometimes it takes a month for you to do your research to find out actually if somebody actually owned the land. The next thing you can do is to go to the probate court, or to see if the archive has this land already in it, that it belongs to Mr. John Paul, Mr. Mary Brown, Mr. Peter Paul, whoever it is. If they actually own the land, that's what you want to do. But let's take a step back. Many of you, when you're finished eating plenty palm butter and plenty beans, I'm speaking my simple colloquial. When you're finished eating plenty beans, then you start talking, me, I want land on the road. I want land on the road. A lot of the lands on the road, first of all, if it's not within government boundaries, those land has been sold. Don't let anybody lie to you. But if you don't listen to me, you decide you want land on the road, of which you can think outside the box, that even if the land is behind, it can be developed with everyone coming together to create a road, or perhaps you create your own road and put something there. You want land on the road, don't kid yourself. Those land properties are just not available. So let me move forward. So you try to find out if they own the land. The next thing you must do is to make sure when you are going in agreement, all family members are on board. The problem that many of you can run into is that you have 5 family members, for example, 1 family member agree, 4 family members are just all over the place, and you decide, you know what, let me go pay the 1 family member who agree. No, that is a failure, because when those 4 family members come by and say, oh no, I didn't agree to sell that land, guess what, you are at 0. So you want to make sure all family members are on board in selling this land. If one family member travels somewhere, you please wait and do your due diligence for them. That's the next thing. The other thing though, before I move to the other important, is this. But before I move on, please subscribe to my channel. You want to make sure that the surveyor, the person that they are bringing to survey the land, typically has his credential. Most people are using the same surveyor name on that land, on those land deeds in Liberia. But if you're smart, you will do some investigation to see if this is a person who is actually a surveyor. Okay, they present the surveyor to you. I would encourage you to be friends with the surveyor. You don't have to call the surveyor every single day, but you want to make sure you have some type of report with the surveyor, because if anything goes wrong with your property, guess who's there? You can always find the surveyor to come on your behalf. These are things that I do. Even my landlord, that I bought my first land in Liberia, where the entertainment center is being built, many of you have seen. I am still in contact with Mr. Lord. once in the month, I call you and say, Miss Ola, how are you doing, my landlord? Yeah, I'm good. When I go by and say, hey, boss lady, what's up? I say, my man, this looks some cold water. What's up? I don't do that because I'm silly. I do that because I want to maintain my property. I want to make sure that it's being taken care of. That's what you do. So you continue to have some relationship with the surveyor. That's the other thing. Okay, so now that you have checked around the surveyor, everything is surveyed. Put your name on your cornerstone. Don't do the little cornerstone, because I know some of you can be so cheap that you want to do the tiny cornerstone. Please do the bigger cornerstone one. It's so hard to root. And number two, people just when they see that, they're like, oh no, I'm not gonna touch that land. But if it's the little one, I could just root it up, and you know what, that land can be purchased by somebody else. So do a due diligence. It's okay, pay whatever you need to pay and get a bigger cornerstone. Okay, so you plant or install the cornerstone on your land, and then now the surveyor come back into play. The surveyor will take your land deed to a probate court. If you are in Mangibi, your probate court is in Kakata. If you are in Montserrado, your probate court is in Monrovia. So that's where you are going to go to probate. And what the probate does is allow you to put your land in archive and to see if it's valid and make sure you are the owner, the next owner of that land from the mother deed people. Okay? If that confuses you, you can leave me a comment and then I will clarify. So you probate this land. This is the number one mistake of why a lot of you continue to have headaches when you buy property in Liberia, is that you buy the land, you cornerstone it, you brush it maybe the first time, and then you leave it there for years. Let me tell you something. If you continue to make this mistake, you will continue to have a big headache, okay? Cornerstones are to be there temporarily and for you to develop a structure. Many of you buy land, you put cornerstone on it, and then you're just still like, bro, it's a bush. How do you expect like to develop when you purchase a land that you have not developed in 20 years? That is unacceptable behavior, and you are lucky if that land stays there these days. If you bought your land, excuse me, I'm gonna scratch my collar. Okay, so there. If you bought land years and years ago, and it hasn't been sold twice, consider yourself very lucky. But it's going to be very rare as we all move forward. If you buy the land, my personal advice is don't put somebody on it, because people say, oh, you need to get someone to be there and mind the land. No, nobody's going to be watchman or watchwoman for your land. Fence your land, okay? You can have 1 to 2, 3 courses on your land as a fence. When this fence is there, or when the structure is there, the next person who wants to buy the land will see and say, wait a minute, I cannot buy that land because you know why? Somebody else's property is on it. But if you have your little cornerstone, I can come and tell that the landowner, they say, you know what? If this person bought it $2,000 per lot, I'm willing to bid $4,000. That landowner is gonna, you know what, take you maybe to the back and give me that property right there, because you know what, you have not developed anything. And I'm okay with buying it because you can remove your cornerstone, I can put my cornerstone, I can start my project, and guess what? When you come, we both go to court. It's my land. Do you see what the problem is? And do you see what the issue is? And then you go crazy. That's the worst mistake. So my encouragement to all of you, if you don't take anything out of this, is that if you buy a property, put something on it. So let's say you have not bought any property in Liberia. You contact me, because recently I have told people that I'm selling a beachside property. And you know, for those who recently bought the land and they've been very satisfied, thank you for being a good person wanting to develop Liberia and have a beach property. For many of you who have doubt, I am a business person. I know exactly what I'm doing. I guarantee you via a contract that you sign with me that I get the land for you. You have your deed. The gentleman who recently bought his land can come on my show to talk to you guys about the process. He signed a contract, we signed, he pays 70% of his payment. did his survey, I put his cornerstone, I put better his land. After everything was done, he paid the 30% that was left. I gave him his land deed. He asked me to give it to his aunt. I provided the actual document to his aunt. I gave him a scanned copy. He went by his way. This was done literally last week. Why do I do it? I do it because you know what? People need honesty in that country, and people need to see the property in which that they pay for. You probably wonder why you're in America. How the hell do you do that? Well, that's why I'm a business person. I have team members. I have actually this land in question that we all talk about. I've already negotiated for it. So you try going look for it, whatever, you will still come to me to buy the beachside property. It's simple. Somebody recently tried to go behind my back. The man was like, go back the way you came from. So y'all continue to do that. You go through me to buy this beachside property in Breville, you are not out of luck. I'm not running away. You have my number, you have my name, okay? You have my emails, you have this YouTube, you can spread all kinds of things if I'm not being legitimate. That's it. But for those who have contacted me and for those who have bought land, you are welcome to come on my channel and just tell the people what I have done and help you with. So that's great. So those are things that you should consider. Once you obtain your land deed, the last part that I do, for me, I make copies. Okay, I have original copy, I have a scanned copy, and I have another copy. Maybe when the rain falls, I drop it somewhere. I need to have 3 copies. Okay, do that and you shall be fine. Maybe there are other things that you may have heard, but for me, I believe these are the crucial things that you must do when you're buying land in Liberia. If you want to prevent yourself from having headache, please follow my advice. If you want to buy a land because you don't trust John Paul back in Liberia, you can contact me, and honestly, I will buy a land for you. I will give you, the only reason I keep talking about oceanside property is because that's what I personally had interest in. That's what I personally negotiated for. And in addition to, I am also selling a farmland because you know what, that's exactly what I initiated as far as the conversation was concerned. And then I negotiated, but that farmland is in Mines where I have my 50 acres of land. So now that I've said that, thank you for subscribing, thank you for tuning in, thank you for sharing, thank you for commenting. You all have been excellently watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please contact me at my email below. And don't forget to tell your family members how much you love them, you care for them, your friends. Give them a hug. Life is too short. Be blessed.